Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with a new painting tutorial, and this time I will explain how I paint the mighty Lord of Khorne. As you can see, I have the different parts separated, so I have not glued the cape and neither the front part, because I want to have easy access to all the skin, and if I paint this part I will not have a good access to all this part, so I decided not to glue this part. I also did not glue this arm because I need to paint it later on once I have everything attached on the base. So I will start with the main body of the guy on this subassembly, and I will start applying the base colors on this guy. So we will start with the skin. That is one of the most internal parts. Be careful because at the back here it looks like we have like a, I don't know exactly. Yeah, I will paint these things metallic. So let's start with the skin, and I will go for a very pale skin. So I will start with a very light color. I will start with really a pale color. It's called pale skin from scale 75. Okay, and I will apply this as a base color. As usual, we are going to apply a couple of layers, a couple of thin layers instead of a heavy one. So we are going to do that. I will put this paint on a wet palette, of course, and I will start the paint job. Again, I like to go very pale, so this way I'm starting with a very light color skin. It's almost white. We are going to try to go for really pale. So let's start. Let's use we'll use like, we don't need really to do a very detailed brush here, and we will start applying this on all the colors. So you can see it looks quite it's quite transparent on top of the black. So we are going to do 2 layers of this skin, 2 to 3 layers, until we have a nice solid base color. So I do that and I come back once this is done. So this is how it looks like when I have done. I did about 4 to 5 layers. It's not completely uniform, but it's good enough at this stage. And now I'm going to apply black metal on the different armor plates as well as the chainmail. So this is the very dark color I use for the armor in on my Bloodbone army, okay, and I will keep doing the same for him, of course, because it's part of the same army. So we are going to apply this on all the different armor plates, okay, and yeah, not too much mystery here, and I will be back once this is done. So as you can see, the metal have been applied. Next I'm going to apply the gold. As I normally do, I try to put the main basic colors, and then I will start working on the different effects. So I will apply the gold here on all the frame of the armor. Okay, so I will, sorry for the background noise, I have the window open and we have some noise. So I will paint all this frame with, I'm using Retributor armor. Okay, it's a great base for gold. Have a very nice coverage. It works perfectly, as you can see, on top of black. This will give me the first step to start working on the gold. So I will do all the parts that I want to look like brass, gold, similar. I will do it with this Retributor armor, and I will be back once this is done. Okay, the gold trimming is done, and next I'm going to apply Screaming Skull on part of the weapon and as well on the suit. coffee of schools that he is stepping on top. So we are going to, I will go for a bigger brush at the beginning. So we are going to apply Screen School. Now there are some stones, I will try to keep them in black, so to have them visible, and as a reminder that we have stones there that are not schools. Okay, and I will paint it with the same Screen School, so you see. Okay, let's do 2 layers. There is also stone there. This is the stone he's stepping on top, and on top of the stones there are the schools. Okay, these are the schools. So I do that, and then I will paint also the other schools we have on, for example, here, and I will paint the part of the weapon. I will also paint this school here. Okay, as you can see, I have done the same on this part of the armor. So for the other parts, again, not too much mystery. We go with, I will try to keep the eyes sockets, all the eyes holes with the black, but as we're going to do washes later on, I'm not too much concerned. Okay, I have not painted the blades with the metallic because I'm planning to do like a lava effect or magma effect on this blade, because he is the leader of the Khorne army, so I want to give him really a distinguished weapon. Okay, he can read reality with this weapon, so it has to be something amazing. And I will paint the weapon with bone color up to where the hand is handling the weapon. Okay, up to more or less here. I will do all this. This is like a school. I will do this one, and then I will do only this part here. Okay, so I do that, and I come back once this is done. Okay, this hole looks like after applying bone here, and I also did here, so you can see I'm also painting this unassembled. So, and of course this side here. Okay, next I'm going to paint the claw, and I will use Indian Shadow, okay, from scale 75. This is like a purplish color, and take into account that the colors from scale 75 are super matte. So we are going to apply this on the claw. Okay, we are going to apply it over all the claw. I will not care, so this is going to be, because then on top of that we are going to do the red, and this is going to work as the shade. Okay, so we are going to apply it everywhere. Okay, like that. So I will do that. You can see I have a very nice coverage, this one. I will do that, and I'm back once this is done. Here we are. Now after applying this color, you see it's quite a browny color. So the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a wash on the skin. I will apply the racquer flesh, and because the color is quite pallid, it will give more this reddish tonality on the skin, but keeping quite pale overall. So we are going to apply this. This will give me a very nice shading, and this will be just a way to indicate where I will do the rest of the shading and highlights. So I will apply this. Here you see it's quite a flat area, so will not add too much. because this is the part that is really covered by the armor. It's a little bit brown, the Lakeland flay shade, but we are going to make it look reddish later on. Okay, so we apply it, and each time I apply a wash, then I will wait that this dries before doing any other step. Really, when I apply washes, I prefer to leave the miniature, not to do anything on the miniature, because sometimes if you just by any mistake touch with the finger there when you are doing other parts, you scoop up really the wash. It's more sensitive to any mistake than normal paint. So this is one of my rules. When I do a wash, I let it dry before doing any other thing. Okay, I think it's giving quite a nice shading. It will give a very good view of the different parts, and giving as well this pinkish reddish tonality that we want for the skin. Yeah. Okay, so we wait that this dries. Let me put a little bit more here. Okay, we wait that this dries, and I come back for the next step. Okay, this how looks like once the wash has dried. Okay, and now I will do the skin on this guy. So we are going to prepare the paints, and let's do some space here. And I'm going to use again pale skin, and I will use a little bit of cadmium flesh tone, okay, because it's like more what looks like. Okay, so we are going to put that on the wet palette. I'm losing this thing. Yeah, these are a little bit dry. I've been zoom in here a little bit. So I put this, maybe you want to see the wet palette a little bit. I will put it like that, so you can see also what I do on the wet palette. I'm going to put some of this next to it. I'm going to mix it here to make a middle tone. Let's put some water. Okay, I will need to put a little bit more, and I will put as well a little bit of this skin tone that is Indian shadow. This is very purple. I'll put a little bit more of the pale skin. Okay. So let's start painting first this part here. Okay, and I go, you can see I go basically with the pale skin, that case. Okay, now we will take a little bit of this purple here, and I will do more purple. Okay, I go more with the pale tone now. Here, I don't know exactly what we see. It looks like a chain inside of the body. It's quite a weird belly, this guy. It has quite a weird belly. Look like as if he have a like a chain inside. So we'll do and the only way to paint this nicely is before assembling. If you have all the parts assembled, yeah, you cannot do all this work. I will not work on the flat part because this is going to be covered, so it makes no sense to do any work there. But this part is the visible one, in principle, if I'm not mistaken. Then I'm thinking what to do with this thing. I think I will paint it metallic. So it looks like a chain. I will paint it. I think I will paint it in bone color. So I will do it pale. Probably I will. This is really a very strange thing what we see here. So we are going to add a little bit of purple. There is not enough purple here. We are going to add a little bit here and here. I don't think it's very healthy going with the belly open like that. Let's do also this one, now that we are doing all the skin. We are going to add, now we're going to do the other mix with Cadian Flystone and remember my objective is to go for really pale color. Okay, so I keep here, put a little bit more of the pale color. So the back is not going to be that visible neither, because we have this cape on top. So always try to figure out, so the back makes no sense to paint. We do the arms, and yeah, we will do the arms and the belly. Okay. So this part is also covered there. We're going to do this part here. Okay, and we're going to do the face as well, although it's very covered. I prefer to do it now. Okay. This thing here, I will take a little bit of purple and do not enough purple. Something like that. And then with the pale color. Mix with a little bit of the cadmium flagstone. I don't know if this part will be visible, so I just do this. The flat for sure is not going to be visible. So let's do this. Biceps is also half covered. Then we are going to see this part here. Okay. And this part of the musculature here. From the other arm, always check what is going to be visible. Let's go like that. See, the arm is almost covered, so it makes no sense to do more work later. So let's go do the face. So the face, you see that the eye sockets are quite deep, so I'm going to apply white on the eye sockets. Well, it's not white, it's the pale skin. I will do normal eyes. Although for this guy you can do some type of demonic eyes. Okay. I'm going to correct the shadows a little bit with the purple. You want to keep a big contrast between the eye and keep deep shadows around. You can do it with black this, or with a very dark color as I'm doing in this case. Okay. Let's do now the middle of the eye. I will use black for that. Let's change those very small brush. It's too small. It's too thin. Let's do this one. Now we are going to correct this. Of course, there I put too much. This one is not bad, but we need to now with the purple and a little bit of flagstone. Next to the eye. This one is too black. now with this, not with this, sorry, with the purple. We'll redo the shape. Okay, and now let's do the highlights on the face. So I'm going to, the nose is broken completely. This face is really strange. He's hardly mutilated though. Okay. We go back to the wood brush now. We're going to mix here a little bit with, to make it darker, a little bit darker. No, not dark enough. Then for the lips, don't go for red, because it will look like he's using carmine on the lids, so you don't want to have this look. Okay, so just working. Again, here the head is partially covered, so it's going to be visible. We can do the highlights. Okay. And I think now the face is looking good. Here we have the skin done at this moment. So now it's moment to check how we look like once assembled, to see if we can, because you see this face is going to be covered a lot. Okay, you see why it was needed to do it before all these parts. But the belly is visible, so it was good that we have done this before. The cape I will do once everything is assembled, but we can do the inside of the cape. And I think for the inside of the cape I will go for a very deep red. So to make a very deep red I will start applying the same, no, this is too light. So I will apply American Shadow, okay, from scale 75. So I apply it on my wet palette as well. It's like brown, reddish, purple, so it's quite undefined color. And we will need to do several layers, okay? You will see that it's going to be not that easy to cover. So I'm going to do a couple of layers with this color on the inside of this cape. Okay, it's not that bad, but yeah, you need to do a couple of covers. You see that the brushes are visible, and when I do this type of work, normally I use quite a bad brush. You can see it's quite a damaged brush. Even I use it sometimes for a dry brush, but you don't need extremely good brush to do this layer. Okay. And we can do, because I will do two shades of red. So we can do just the base, and the top will go with a lighter red, more orangey. Okay. So I do the two layers of that, and I come back once this is done. So this is drying. So while this is drying, I will do another part. You see how the color looks like. It's quite in a nice color. It's the same as we have here. So it's going to be really matte, and then we are going to do the highlights. So let's work, because I was forgetting about all this part. Let's work on the base, okay, a little bit, and then I will go back on the base of the miniature, on this part of the base. I will paint the rocks, and this is the base I'm going to use, okay? So he's going to be there standing, and we are going to have the dog, so I need to see the orientation. I still need to really figure out. I think the orientation is going to be something like that, or here. I'm not sure right now. So I need to see what is the best orientation to have the most stable mirror, but I will do the rocks in the same way that we have there. So I will apply Stone Vermin full, okay, and we are going to do it in a controlled heavy dry brush in a way. So I'm drying a little bit, and I will try to dry brush this. This should be done at the beginning, but I completely missed these rocks, and now it's going to be more difficult. So this brush is really very bad. Let's see if I can do it with this one. When I'm doing dry brush, I'm taking the worst brushes I have. You can see it's quite, I'm not drying too much, because I want to have this gray tonality, and then later on we are going to do a wash to make it look darker and capture. Okay. So just like that. And here I don't have a space for a dry brush. Here we are going to do with a very, this was really bad one as well. I'm going to add some gray there. Here, and this part is even more complicated. Okay, let's put a little bit more here. Now when we put the brush, the wash, all this will look much better. So let's paint this part here, and I think at the end I decide to do this part of the handle bolt. Okay, I do that because I want to wait that this is drying before doing the washes. So let's take Retributor Armor, and we are going to paint the handle. Okay. Again, I don't want to leave black that is, so we are going to paint the handle completely. Okay. So I do that. I will do all this part in gold, and I come back once this is done. So this how looks like after applying the gold here. Okay. Now the next step, we are going to start doing the washes, and I will start with Seraphim Sepia, doing a wash on the bone parts. Okay. I will not do on these parts because I want to glue it first for these ones, but I have applied the base color, so this is already done. But here what I'm going to do is we are going to apply just the wash. I'm going to apply all the washes needed on this part of the miniature. So we apply the wash here. This will make this thing, and on the gold I will apply Raglan Flake Shade, so I will not apply the wash yet on the gold. I will just apply the Seraphim Sepia on the bone parts. Okay, and that's all. Also to make the pile of a skull. So doing this, I know that this part will not be covered, but as I have to do, I want to do the pile of skulls and finish the legs. I do all the miniatures, all the miniature washes. Okay, as you can see, I just applied over the bone, and yeah, you don't need to be only careful not to go on the gold, on other parts. Try to apply it only on the parts that are painted with the previous bone color. So I will finish this part and I come back once it's done. Okay, next I'm going to do a wash with Raglan Flake Shade. Okay, on the gold, on the gold parts. It's the same that we have the same shade we use for the skin tones. So we are going to put this. We are going to apply this on all the golden parts. Okay, this will give a very nice reddish shade that works very well with Retributor armor. Okay, we are going to apply this as well here. As well on the chaos symbol here, not chaos, the Khorne symbol, and we are going to do the rim of the armors, the armor plates. So I do that, and then I will be back once this have dried. Okay, the previous wash have dried, and now next I'm going to apply Air Shade on the clamp. Okay, this to make some deep shapes there. Sorry, deep shades. Okay. And we are going to then to highlight this clamp with red later on. I really want to give this dark look first on the crevices. Or on the deepest recesses. Now I will change brush, and I'm going to apply Nun oil on the rest of the armor. Okay. I'm going to apply Nun oil on the armor plates, on the dark iron parts. Try to avoid to go over the gold, because if not the gold will look dirty. Okay. So especially on the chainmails. Okay. I don't do on the parts that are not attached. I will do them once I glue them on the miniature, because I want to avoid that it's dribbling to weird zones or it's rub off because it's touching something. So I prefer to do the wash on the assembled parts. So here we have all the washes done. Okay, just turning to see that I don't forget any part. The knee protection I'm forgetting here. Okay, and now we wait that this dries and I come back. Okay, next step, after doing all the washes, we are going to start with the highlights. And the first, I will use a little bit of dry brush with iron breaker on the metallics to make the metallics pop up a little bit more. So I will look for the iron breaker. And we are going to do a soft dry brush on the metallics. So I use quite a bad brush for that. Okay. We are going to very soft dry brush. I like dry brush on these metallics because it will give nice transition and as well give the sensation of used metal, of because it's like making polish the parts that are more exposed. That is what you expect from an armor. Parts that have more, it should be more exposed, we like not polish or scratch or something like that. So here, for example, on the knee, yeah, we're going to apply a little bit more. Do you see? Almost not putting pressure. Okay, I want to give this sensation of scratch armor. We'll give this also this weathered effect. Here you see how nice it looks like. Just a soft dry brush, how much it brings. And here we are going to go very soft. Will help also okay, here I'm only doing the top, the back we are going to do as well. It's better to go with not too much paint and repeat it several times and try to go fast. There's a little bit of chainmail in the joint. I'm just making it to pop up. Okay. I'm doing this fast because it's quite a dirty technique. It's very efficient technique. And I think on metallics it's giving a very nice result. Okay, so here for example on the chainmail I will go very soft as well here on this part of the chainmail. Okay, and then I go back to here. If I see some part that I can add a little bit more, I go back, the knee protection here, and I will do the gold later on. So this is why I do first this, because some parts we don't have that easy access. As you can see, the brush starts being open when you start dry brushing. So the boot, okay, let's take a little bit more paint, put it dry. You see, you give this finishing that makes the metal look more realistic. Because also if you have a small brush talk or something like that, this is why I like this so open, because if you have like a line, something like that, will make look like a scratch on the armor. Okay, here you have. Okay, I wanted to leave it quite dark so far, and now we can highlight the rest of the things. So to do this, the skulls here, we also can use dry brush, because these skulls have quite a nice texture, but we are going to make a very soft dry brush. I take quite a soft brush, and we are going to do this time dry brush. So as you can see, dry brush is a technique that you can use sometimes depending on the part. So I will start using Flayed One Flesh. It's not as light color as the Screaming Skull. Okay. So right. I changed right because I don't want to leave metallic particles on the skulls. And now we go. It's better to start very soft and go heavier. Later on. This way I start first with as well Flayed One Flesh. Because it have much less contrast with the color we already have. And we will change to Flayed One, to Screaming Skull. No. I want to give the sensation of old skulls. Right? They are not clean. Okay, now I'm using a Screaming Skull. And again, I go very soft. And you can go on top of the rocks. It will not be a problem. Okay. Okay. And as last step, you can use a little bit of white. Be very careful with the white because it can give too much contrast. The white will give more of the sensation of dustiness. I think it's not a bad thing for the skulls. Okay, so for me this is good enough. And we are going to highlight now the gold. So to highlight the gold, I will use Auric Armor Gold. Okay. And we are going to use, in that case, H highlight. I will not use dry brush. we are going to highlight not all the edges, but the most exposed edges of the armor. This will give contrast with the previous gold. Here on the handle, I'm going to highlight like that. Okay. The knee protection, and this is why I say you do it now, but you can also use this to clean up a little bit some parts a little bit dirty by the previous step of dry brushing the metallics. Okay. Here, for example, I will go and do the edge. The rivets I will not do it now, I will do them later on with a silver. Okay, so I will, you get here the idea. So this leg is done, I will do the other leg and I come back. So next step, we're going to highlight the clamp here, the claw, and I'm going to use the color that we use as a base color, African shadow. I will use Indian shadow from scale 75 and Khorne red. Okay, we are going to highlight mixing these three colors. So I put them in my white palette, and we are going to start applying first a little bit of just Khorne red to put where I want the most, to know where I want the most extreme red, which is right. This brush is really bad. I need to put a little bit more of Khorne red. So we are going to work, first I mix a little bit with the Indian color, and we are going to highlight. What I want to get is to have more a darker color, not that much super strong red, but more like this type of darker red. Okay. Taking more and more Khorne red now. Highlight this clamp, this cloud, sorry, or claw. What you want to keep is the dark color in the recesses. I'm going as with this red on the most exposed parts of the claw. Okay. There we go. Okay. Yeah. See, you want to really it's a little bit, to say a little bit Hellboy this part. I will put a little bit now of Mephiston red to do the most to make the most exposed highlight. Okay. To make it a finishing a little bit reddish. Okay, I like to put this red more on the upper part of the miniature, leaving the bottom darker. And what we're going to do is just this part here, something like that. We're going to add very little here. Okay. And this is how to do the clam. The claw, sorry, I keep saying clam. The claw. Let's do this part here, like that. On these fingers, we just do the highlight on the top part of the finger. See this edge that is visible. Okay, I will soften this a little bit with the Indian shadow. Okay, so here we have the claw, and now this is almost ready to be glued to the rest of the parts. So I take this away for the moment, and I will work the inside of the cape, because this is going to be very difficult once disassembled. And I want to go for red, and I will try to go for a reddish, more red color, leaving the top very dark. So I will go now with Khorne red, and I will start just applying here, and I will work this cape with white blending. So first I will mark the parts that I want to be really red. Okay. And you want this to be red as well. This edge. Okay. And all is part of the same block. I will do this one here. And here we will do this. Don't worry if now you see everything too much contrasting, or contrasting too much, I have to say. Okay. First, I just want to let's keep it like that. Now let's work a little bit the transitions. So we take a little bit of the mixture and we start adding it next to it. We take a little bit more. And we add next to it. Okay. We transition it quite nicely. Be aware that most of this will be covered, so don't, on the top part, don't spend too much time. Focus more on the bottom part of the cape. Here I want to go darker. Okay. You see, now all these super harsh transitions are starting to be smoothened. Okay. We can add a little bit red, just in case this was visible. But the intention here really is okay. Let me put a little bit more of keep working on that. Take some water, put the mixture, and I will put the mixture here. This is too red. Don't worry if that happens, because we go now with the pure color. You see, this dissolves very fast. Okay. Now you see that we have softened, a lot the transitions. But now we are liking a little bit of contour, so we go with the red again and adding red here. And I add more red at the bottom. See, and then as the mix is fading out, I take mixture, I apply it here. Okay, and then we let it fade out. Now we will go with just the pure darker color and go down. Okay, we go with red now. I'm going to just put it here. Okay. Now I go with red. I will emphasize. When I say red, I was saying in that case it's Khorne red. What I'm using. I have not used Mephiston red yet. Okay. Keep using Mephiston red here. Mephiston red, Khorne red, sorry. And now I go with the Indian shadow, I think it's called. Indian shadow from scale 75. And now I use the African shadow to take this on. Okay, and now I want to go higher with the red. The tone of the red, I will use now Mephiston red. Use it very little, but mainly on the parts that I really want to go higher in contrast. Okay. Sorry. A bit of Mephiston red here. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to do the same on the other side, and we are going to finalize this first part of the painting tutorial here. So this is how it looks like after doing the highlight on the other side. So you see here and also on this side. Here I will go for more contrasting red, maybe like the red with orange. So now I'm going to assemble the front and back of this part, and we are going to have the first pre-assembly done. So now I will put this and this. Okay, so I will assemble that and I show you how it looks like after assembling that. So now I glue it and I clamp it to leave it like that, and I will wait until this dries. So here I will finalize the first part on the painting tutorial, where I did the main body and we have done the skin, the inside of the cape, and some details on the armor. So now we wait that this dries and I will come with the second part. So yeah, please let me know what do you think. Leave in the comments below your opinion. Share if you have liked this video, and keep tuned if you want to see the second part and how this miniature will progress. So second part I will finalize the boss and I will start painting this guy here. I hope what you see here it's interesting for you and you like it. So please leave a like if you have liked it, share, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and as usual, thanks a lot for watching and see you again later. Bye.